All right, so hello everybody. I should be looking here. So if I'm appearing as if I'm looking all over the place, it's simply because I'm getting used to looking at the lens here in the camera. But I really wanted to get on here and speak about some of the general energies that have been coming up outside of the cards, outside of a pull or a message that's coming through. And really, one of the most consistent things that I have noticed coming into this new year has been the amount of times I pull the Emperor and the Empress together for messages that are coming out collectively, whether for love or for career or for personal motivation and growth. And the other thing is sometimes when the Emperor comes up, the surprise card that pops out or is at the bottom of the deck is the Empress and vice versa. And what this is really showing me is that there's a lot of energies that we need to sort out when it comes to the balancing of our own feminine and our masculine energies. Excuse me, clearing my throat, which ultimately means communication or blockages in the throat chakra. But as much as we can say that the Emperor and the Empress is going to be speaking at energies of love or connections external to us, the only time we can really reap beautiful connections from the work that we've done, the healing work that we've done, and the experiences that we've had in connections and in partnerships of the past, romantic or career. The only time we can really reap the connection or the balance that we're looking for is once we've balanced those energies within. And I think that's what the Emperor and the Empress is calling us to look at, is that if we are looking for a certain level of partnership with another, if we're looking for success at work and the partnerships there, then ultimately we need to come into better partnership with ourselves. And that can be quite challenging. That can be a very rewarding process, and that could be very easy for some. But the Emperor really rules our actions and our mindset, and the Empress really rules our heart space and our ability to have compassion and those intuitive nudges that we see. And I think that there needs to be a greater balancing of the two. Sometimes in moments of trigger or simply out of habit, we are leaning more in one direction over the other. If we're leaning more into the Emperor, we are too controlling of our circumstances. We're thinking too much about our circumstances. We are thinking too logically, not allowing enough space for there to be more flow or for our intuition to come in and operate. And if we are too leaned in towards our Empress, which is our heart space, then we're being over emotional. We're really operating from a wounded space, and we're not allowing ourselves to see the reality of the situation and how it can speak to and inspire our heart-based action. So I'm seeing that there needs to be a greater balancing of the two. And I'm seeing that 2023 is going to be the year where that work gets done. 2023 comes down to a 7, and a 7 is a master number of change. 7 is often, for many of my Christian friends or those who really sort of take the gospel truth in the Bible, will really equate 7s as divine, godly change. In the spiritual world, we see it as divine change, divine guidance, our intuition telling us what needs to go, what needs to stay. And I really think it's a moment for us to be really taking that guidance, learning it, absorbing it, integrating it, and then acting from that place. Also, the number 7 card in the tarot deck is the Chariot, and that is movement forward. There are 2 horses in the Chariot card. One is black, one is white, ultimately acknowledging our light self and our dark self, and the dark parts of our life that we need to acknowledge, and the lighter parts and energies of our life that we are looking to attain and maintain. But they both head with you in that one direction. You're never going to be void of the darkness. They exist with each other. It's a duality of life. So in order for us to move forward, there needs to be greater balance in both of these areas of our life. The other thing that was coming through is that 2023 really has the potential of bringing in a lot of divine union. Of course, union within is union outside of us as well. So if we're looking to see progress in the love department, we really need to dedicate ourselves to our own journey. I'm seeing that this is a year that we learn a lot about ourselves in relation to others. We will be fueled by the lessons of past connections, but will really fuel our purpose moving forward. And we're really going to be understanding how to tap into a greater heart space. As opposed to leading with our ego. Those who are leading with your ego are going to have very painful ego deaths. But those who have faced intense heartbreak are going to step into more of their Emperor energy, where they're going to act out on their healing now. They're going to apply healthy logic and not toxic logic to certain situations. And so I really wanted to get on here and talk about that duality, because the Emperor and Empress, I'm getting a lot, oh my God, I'm going to be with my person. Oh my God, my person's going to return. And yes, I see all of that. I see divine connections returning. I see twin flame union happening. I see soulmates and divine counterparts really coming to your life if you haven't met the right one yet. But I'm seeing that ultimately we are being guided to that duality within, that we need to be able to balance our masculine, our feminine, our head and our heart, our light and our dark. And it comes from acknowledging that both exist. It comes from putting ourselves on the path to understand both, how they operate within us, for us, with us, and then choosing to live, speak, and communicate from that place. So it's beautiful. There's a lot of divine union waiting for us. For those of you who are looking to reunite with a past lover, for a twin flame, I definitely see those options coming back up. But first, we're going to choose friendship and healing and choose healthy communication before any sort of things build up into complete and fairy tale-like matrimonial union. I see a lot of marriages coming together, but I'm seeing a lot of marriages end too. So if you're caught in a connection that's not serving both you and your partner, I do see that ending ultimately. But I just wanted to get on here and channel that message and let it out for all of you. Something a little different, but I think something that you will appreciate. I'm also staring at cards here. I see the Sun, the Strength, Death, and High Priestess. I didn't need to pull any cards here, but with the Sun, oh, and Star. These were cutouts that I was planning to put on my vision board. They're not actually tarot cards. But with the Sun and the Star, I'm seeing that your healing, your areas of healing are coming to light. This Sun card has 2 twins on it, so that could mean something for twin flames. But I'm seeing the areas in which you need to heal are going to be made obvious to you through the universe. And I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of self-care and a lot of strength exercise as you undergo this transformation. And the only way that transformation is going to come about is if you listen to that intuition. Okay? So sending lots of love and light.